Podcast Strategies, episode 71, possibly the greatest deal ever for learning how to start podcasting. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again this week. This episode might come across as a little bit of a commercial, but it's actually probably one of the coolest things that I've ever been involved with, and I want to tell you about it. You may have already seen an email from me this week or a social media post about it, but I want to tell you about Podcaster's Kit. Randomly, I guess maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I got an email from this guy named Dan Morris. It came across as a kind of a spammy email, like one of those ones you see in your Gmail spam folder where they send it to your business email address and they want to make $1 million for you or grow your email list and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there was something authentic about this, and I recognized that he was actually in Nashville. And this was, of course, right before we were moving from Nashville to Orlando. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to respond to this email. And I couldn't have been more wrong about my first impression. It was a really authentic conversation with a guy who Dan and his wife, Rachel Martin, have been really successful bloggers for a long time. And the last few years, they've actually done this thing called blogging concentrated or something like that. Essentially, it's a really inexpensive product that they put out that has all these experts coming together. It's sort of like a virtual summit, sort of like a Cyber Monday deal where things get put together and you can buy a lot of knowledge products for a low price. Well, Dan last year in October did this with podcasters, and he was getting ready to do it again, and he was pulling together all of these experts. So I want to tell you about it, and I want you to stop what you're doing right now and check this out. I'm going to put a link to this in the show notes. Like I said, it's kind of like a Cyber Monday gift of radically changing your ability to start a podcast, create a great podcast, increasing your online exposure, et cetera. And it's all for less than the cost of a tank of gas. It's only $39. Now, I know it's this far in, you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about. So here's the skinny. Like I said, I met these two rebel entrepreneurs in a way, Dan Morris and Rachel Martin, and they've put together this essentially A to Z resource on a topic. And this year it's podcasting. Everything you need to set up, grow, be a guest on, market, and build a successful podcast. And let me tell you a little bit about what's in it, okay? So I'm just going to walk down the list of things that are in it. If you know Joe Pardo, he organizes the Mid-Atlantic Podcasting Conference. He has given, as part of this package, a virtual pass to the 2015, 16, 17, and 18 MapCon sessions. So the virtual pass to that. Chris Curran, who runs Podcast Engineering School, is doing a podcast audio production walkthrough. Dave Jackson, yes, the Dave Jackson of School of Podcasting, is teaching a session on podcasting with Audacity. You've got in here a free logo design provided by Penji, royalty-free intro and outro music for your podcast from Mike and Isabella Russell, understanding compression from Tom Kelly, designing a podcast using Adobe Audition. Let's see, there's a lot of other things in here too. My session, I'm actually going to be teaching my LinkedIn learning course live. So how to start a podcast live. There's a course on editing. There's an expert's guide to automating and systematizing your podcast using Trello. There's a launch guide. There is a revenue generation session, podcast promotion, podcast launching, podcast co-hosting, Facebook ads, show notes, how to create a home recording studio, scaling your podcast using guest interviews, creating a dynamic content plan, a podcaster legal audit from Gordon Firemark. These are amazing products, and it's only $39. Now, here's the catch. It's actually only available for 5 days, and this started on Monday. So it's only available through the end of Friday. And realistically, if you put all of these products together, we're talking about $4,000, $5,000 worth of products, and you get all of them for $39. It really does sound almost too good to be true, but I'm here to tell you that it actually is very real. If you check out my Facebook and some of the others, we did a live stream yesterday on Monday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, talking about all those products that are in there and just talking about podcasting in general. That was the virtual summit part of it. Now, how does this happen? They do this by bundling everything together in one massive kit online. That covers everything, like I said, from how to set up a podcast to editing to live streaming. And they're selling it to tens of thousands of online business owners to justify that even better than Cyber Monday price. And this year, like I mentioned, you're going to see my course, How to Start a Podcast, which has been taken by over 8,200 people on LinkedIn Learning so far. So if you're done Googling around to try and find free advice on the internet and you're sifting through phonies and all that non-helpful 7-step plan to podcast success stuff, if you're ready to learn from vetted and approved experts who only teach methods that are actually making them money in their own podcasts, all for less than the cost of a tank of gas, I want you to go into the show notes and click on the link and read about all the incredible trainings that Dan and Rachel have gathered and go there and purchase it now. Now, like I said, here's the catch. The doors to this offer close on October 11th at midnight. And then this whole stack of trainings will never be offered together again. So you don't have much time to wait. That's why Dan and Rachel have actually put tons of information on that page that I've linked to in the show notes. It should answer any questions you may have. Here's my honest recommendation to you. Don't move on to another task after you listen to this podcast. Pause right now, get over to that link, and buy this kit. Get your own podcast, startup, marketing, technical library, and use it to grow your audience this year. Click on the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you in my course on October 29th when I do it live. I'm really serious about this. October 11th, that deadline is firm. I know Dan and Rachel, they don't make any exceptions to those. They don't send out extra emails. It closes at that time, and that's the only way they can justify such a low price. So go to the show notes right now and click on that link, and then come back here to listen to the rest of the episode. I would love to get some more information from all of the listeners out there, people who love podcast strategies, people who are listening each week. I want to know what you need and what is bothering you right now, or what problems you're having, what hurdles you can't get over in your business or with your podcast. You know, you're trying to figure out just like what to figure out, which is hard enough. And since we don't know each other, even though we know each other through the podcast, but we don't really know each other, it's hard for me sometimes to know how or if I can help everyone that's listening. Is it crazy to assume that, like me, you're against wasting time and opportunity? So here's my idea. Let's schedule a 10-minute call where I jump right into asking you 2 simple questions. Number 1, what are 3 of your top headaches or frustrations in your business right now? You could just say, I hate trying to blank. And number 2 question, what are 2 to 3 goals for your business that you want to kill over the next 3 to 6 months? That's it. You don't have to worry about if they're in my skill set or represent the kind of work I do. I know other people that might be able to help you if I can't help. You're just going to vomit out the answers, and I'll know immediately if I can help. The rest is easy to figure out. I.e., do you want me to help? That's it. Are you against giving that a shot? If not, just go over to dannyosment.com/call and schedule a quick 10-minute call with me at a time that works for you. And I really look forward to talking with you, hearing your opinions, hearing your answers, and seeing if there's a way that I can help you or get you the help that you need.